I've just finished the straight walk. And I went back to my first straight walk, and everything that happens for the first time always makes an imprint on your mind. To go back and just review. And for me, what it was this amazing event where we were asked to walk for 10 minutes, and it showed me my life in this 10-minute capsule. Like, it really was surprising to know that those movements, everything that happened in that 10 minutes could reflect back to me, to be able to see myself in that kind of transparency, that kind of symbology, was very new. And to see the patterns in 10 minutes and how they related back to the relationships and that I was dealing with in my life. You know, I tried all different things in that 10 minutes, like tiptoeing and going slowly and going fast, and sort of not really stopping and just even acknowledging that I was starting or that I was turning. And I thought all of those things were part of what I didn't want to do anymore once I saw them. That I didn't want to keep repeating the patterns. I wanted to somehow break out and to have that a different world view, a different perception of my life. That I could begin to change if I could face what was there in front of me instead of ignoring it or finding it too hard to face, like too hard to say those things that needed to be said, as if the other person or the situations would not be able to handle them, so I would keep on handling them. I would keep on pleasing. And the pleasing isn't the truth. Doesn't make the truth. But it's always that hope that things will change without having to intervene, without having to make some changes. So there was also a sadness because I realized that I'd been living my life that way. And why? Why, when there was those opportunities to see, I couldn't see? And it just always goes back to, you start where you are. And then as I kept doing straight walks, I began to see, of course, that everything would change with my next straight walk. Because I was that much more aware. I was that much more putting things into practice. And it was interesting to me that there was this combination that I needed. It wasn't just devotion. It was mind, that deep thinking, and devotion. It was that inquiry. It was the mantras. It was the dreams. It was the reflection. It was stretching my mind. And I was exercising my mind so that I could take in more and understand more. So that I wasn't so ignorant or innocent. I wasn't just going along. I was stopping and thinking. And there's one workshop where we went, and I really wanted to go to every workshop that Swami Radha gave. And it was music and consciousness. And so I took the time before I knew it was going to start and did a practice of 10 divine lights a day for 40 days before the workshop, because they said that it would bring a miracle. And I think it did. She was in one of her very fierce, determined to bring women up and get them off the chatter and deeply into their minds and to use their minds. And she gave us the first paper, and it wasn't good enough. So we had to write an excellent paper. We had to write a paper that had meaning and depth. And a lot of people stayed up all night writing their papers, trying to find out what was mind, and how does mind create my world? And those kinds of things were so exciting, like to see that everybody could come back with something that was really deep and meaningful for them, that they really could think deeply. And I found at that point, when challenged, what I went back to was a different place in my mind. Like I was using the practices and I got my mind exercised, but there was another place where I'd heard that Gurudev Shivananda, when he wanted to bring his mind to a good place, would just stop and 3 big ohms and then get back to things. Like not take a lot of time and angst and just 3 ohms. Count on that's going to take you to the place you want, that deep place you're going to get the message. So that's what I did. Every time I had to stop and couldn't think of anything more, 3 ohms and writing. And it just brought it forward that there's so many layers to our mind and so much to learn about ourselves. And the tools that we have are so practical. You need both the heart and the mind. You need both that challenge and the encouragement. And it's good to know that everyone needs that encouragement and that challenge. And so when you come and challenge yourself, when you're challenged within 10 minutes, to come up with a paper about what that symbolically means to you. When you give yourself a practice that you want to accomplish, start small so you get the victory. Keep at it. Keep looking for the miracles. Keep wanting to find out more. And then it's all available. So thoughts have a very powerful influence on how you live your life. Getting that direction, harnessing the mind to do what you want. And one thing you can do is, and this is the real season to do it, is watering the flowers. But the flowers are the people. And what you do is you say what you appreciate in someone. Like we often just sit and chat. It's easy to criticize and to find what went wrong. But make it a point for the next week to appreciate and say it out loud to the people around you. Something that you really appreciate them. water the flowers. Om Namah Shivaya.